Welcome back, participants. I hope you enjoyed the morning session. I know I sure did. All of the mentor rooms are now closed and will reopen after our afternoon presentations. What did you all work on? If you haven't already, feel free to share your projects in the chat box. We'd love to see what you did. Next, we have another mentor, Jolie Big Eagle Kukutwe. Jolie is an interdisciplinary artist whose main source of inspiration is Tatanga, also known as buffalo. She is a fashion and textile designer, visual artist, beater, storyteller, and co-founder of the Buffalo People Art Institute.
Hi there, Ambo Washte. My name is Jolie Bigil Kakwedwe, and I'm an interdisciplinary artist, and I love to create anything around buffalo, or Tatanga, as we say. I write stories about buffalo, I paint buffalo, I'm working on some sculptures, mini sculptures around buffalo, and I also coordinate events around Buffalo, like Buffalo Day for July 1st. But my background, my academic background and where I went to school was for mathematics and engineering. So I'm here today to talk about everything that I do and what inspires me and how I got to be where I am today. So when I was younger and learning to figure out what I want to be in this world, I looked around and I saw that one of the things that we needed from on my First Nation, I'm from White Bear First Nation in Southeast Saskatchewan. We needed people to help look after things like housing, water, roads, even the sewer. Right? What do we do with our wastewater? And so I thought, well, I have to go to school for that. I love project management. I love, looking after projects, big or small, and so I went to school because I wanted to help my First Nation. And so I went to the University of Calgary and I ended up meeting a lot of different people, and I ended up meeting a lot of artists. One of the artists that inspired me in Calgary was this young lady. She was young, but she loved to play a character of a kukum or a grandma, or you can say kushi in Nakota. And so what she would do as part of her act was she would dress up like a kukum. She would put on some makeup that would make herself look a little bit older, have some lines, and then she would put a scarf on, almost like the scarf I'm wearing. And then she would tell stories as a kukum. And so, I was really inspired watching her. She did this one show where she came out as a kukum and she started to take off her kukum makeup, take off her scarf, and then she was young again. And I thought, wow, what a great storyteller. So I loved hanging around with her. And I think that's kind of where my journey began as wanting to become an artist. If I look back at it, but part of why I'm here today and I don't work as an engineer anymore. I did work as an engineer for 7 years here in Regina. I did different kinds of engineering, and not everybody always asks. Even my children ask me. I have 5 children. They ask me, what does an engineer do? And sometimes it's hard to say, an engineer does this thing. Engineers can do so many different things. It's not just about project management. It's not just about designing bridges. Some people jokingly think it's, a train engineer, but no, but maybe we would be involved in designing the train and the mechanics behind making the train run and get started on the tracks, but I know for one thing, engineering is all around me and all around everybody. So, I'm really happy that I went to school and got my engineering degree because, at one time in my life, I had thought I would be president of a company, any company that I wanted to be, or I could run any organization that I wanted to. The doors are really open to me as an engineer. And so I had aspirations to do that. But, I'm a human being, and things come into your life that make you decide, maybe I need to make a change. And so, for me, that was about 2010. So I know some of you guys might not remember 2010, but for me, that was only 11 years ago. And in 2010, I started to, wanting to know more about who I was, because I knew I was Indian. Growing up, I knew I was Indian, but I never knew I was what that meant. And I started to find out I was not just Indian, I was Nakota, I was Cree, I was Saulteaux, and I was an engineer. And I wanted to know what does all of that mean in terms of my mental health, my wellness, and my identity. And I started to find out that, I've always heard that education is a new buffalo. So that's why I went and got my education. But now I felt like I still needed to fill a part of me that was missing. And the part that was missing was my identity. And so I started to go searching for it. And the biggest indicator, the biggest thing that I found that was a part of my identity was buffalo. And if you live in North America, then you're part of the Buffalo Nation. Tatanka Oyate, part of the Buffalo Nation. So as I walked down this path of wanting to discover what that meant, being connected to the buffalo in the present, but also in the future, because I knew we were connected to the buffalo Tatanka in the past, which was, 150, 200 years ago. But what did that mean for me now? And what would that mean for my children? And so for me, I started to look for buffalo symbols, buffalo images, buffalo art. I started to look for those buffalo songs in our language. We started to attend events through the Buffalo Treaty, which is an important document, the first treaty that's been created between First Nations in Canada and the States, and the treaty is to bring back the buffalo. So my husband and I, we created a nonprofit called Buffalo People Arts Institute, and our mission is to bring back the buffalo mentally through knowledge, physically by feeding people buffalo meat, spiritually by hosting buffalo ceremonies and gatherings, and emotionally through identity. When I think of emotionally, I think of it like sometimes it feels like there's something missing in our lives after we've achieved a level of success. As an engineer, working in that field, between me and my husband, we were making quite a bit of money, but it still felt like something was missing. And so, when you achieve your goals, and that was, I had made a list and I had checked off my list. I got my degrees. I had a new car. I was, we had purchased a house, and we were healthy. We traveled a little bit. But for me, the part that was missing in my life was that emotional connection to this Buffalo Nation. And so I started to become obsessed with it. And I just want to mention as well, there were things that happened in my life. I had a mentor, and he ended up leaving the province, and so that was an important change for me, because we rely on our mentors. They help guide us. They're there for us to talk to when we need help. And so my mentor ended up leaving, and he ended up getting a really more successful position in another company. So he actually invited me to come work for his company in Edmonton, but I had made a home here in Regina, so I had to decline. And so I had to search for another mentor. And so, I found another mentor. And, and so he was with me until I ended up leaving engineering. And so I had to search for another mentor, but in this life of Buffalo. And so my mentors, when I think of who they are now, they're definitely my family. That most of what I do is with them in mind. My children, I have young children and adult children. I make my list, I make my goals, and with them in mind. My husband is my mentor. We each call each other our muse. So he's my muse, inspires me, and I'm his muse, I inspire him. But in terms of a community, who I go to ask for help, I go to my kushis, my cookums, my mother. I go seek out their advice. I go to sisters, blood sisters and sisters I've adopted. And when I say that, I mean like I've gotten along with this certain individual, this woman, and we've gotten along so good. We've connected that I'm saying, I want to adopt you as my sister. And so I do that. We hug, or we have ceremony, or we just agree to be sisters over a cup of tea. And so I have many sisters, and I go to them as my mentors. And so now, because I'm not an engineer anymore, I work as an artist, and I would say I work as an artist full time, because I get to choose what I want to do. And because of my engineering, though, a lot of what I do is I project manage Buffalo gatherings, whether it's a ceremony, whether it's a festival, whether it's an art workshop. I love to coordinate anything involving Buffalo in our community, and I especially make sure that anything that I do coordinate involves my cookums, my kushis. So now my heart feels fulfilled, and I feel like I'm following the path that I needed to follow. But in the back of my mind, I always know I have my engineering degree, and if I ever wanted to become president of a company, or run for politics, or create my own company, or apply for a position where I'm designing or working in different areas like water or housing, that I could do that. So I appreciate so much being able to have that engineering degree. I wish everybody got an engineering degree, because the doors open wide to anything that you can imagine doing in your life. I think that I'm blessed because I have my engineering degree, and so I'm still registered with the Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists. I appreciate being a part of that. It's kind of like a brotherhood. Even though I'm not a male, I feel like I'm part of this brother/sisterhood, and I have that community that I still belong to, and I'm so grateful to have that engineering background, because anything that I want to do, I know that opens doors for me. So It's helped me in my art career, and it'll help me in the next thing that I want to do, because who knows where I'm going to be in 5, 10, 15 years. But so I encourage all of you out there to seek out your passion. I'm a list maker. Write your list down, make it goals, and then figure out how to achieve those goals. If you need help, seek out mentors. If you don't have somebody near you that's a mentor, definitely seek out your cookums, your grandmothers, your mushums, your grandfathers. Seek out the ones who are older, because they know a lot, and they're always there for you to help guide you gently into whatever you want to pursue and whatever you want to attain. So thank you for listening to me. I want to say Panama'ai, Matakiwasan. Nama'ai means thank you. Matakiwasan means we're all related. And when I say we're all related, like I wish I could be in person with you to talk to you, to see your faces, to see, if some of you are sleeping, if some of you are wide awake, if some of you are eating or drinking, or just to be able to see your faces. And soon, one day, we'll be able to do that. But for now, I just say we're all related, and what I do affects you, and what you do affects me. And so even in this way, through this imaginary tether that connects us right now, we're still connected. And so I'm just sending gratitude out to all of you for listening. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and good rest of your...
Wow. Thank you for joining us at this conference, Jolie. And thank you for sharing your career journey in STEAM-related fields. It is definitely inspiring. Also, thank you to those who have added photos to your projects. We are uploading them to the gallery as they are being submitted. Now I would like to introduce Diana Bai, a Regina-based certified yoga, mindfulness, and meditation teacher who is going to lead us through a mindfulness workshop. We all deal with stress and anxiety in our daily lives. Diana will guide us through some tips and tricks on dealing with the pressures of school, exams, and many other things facing you today. If you have any questions, please save them until after the presentation. Welcome, Diana. The virtual floor is yours.
Okay, so I am going to get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All of you thought leaders of the present and thought leaders of the future, and just smarty pounces in general. So the first thing I want to do is just talk a little bit about things that we can control in life. So if Kayla's there, Kayla, can you bring up that control sheet? Hopefully I can see it on my end too. If not, it's the blank one, page number 1 that I sent to you. So on the one side, you're going to see this things that I can control. And on the other side of the sheet, you're going to see things that I cannot control. So what I want you to do is in the chat, I want you to fire off things that you feel like you have control over. So if you are here present in this moment, I need you to think about that and just put it in the chat. What do you have control over in your life right now? What do you have control over? So hopefully you guys can all see what's going on. I cannot see it, but that's okay. So just keep firing off. This is what I have control over. If you need some examples, I personally have control over what time I wake up in the morning. I personally have control over what time I go to bed at night, how much I use my technology or my phone. I have control over all of that. Good. Okay. So what I want you to do now is think about all of the grown-ups that you have in your life. And so you might have parents, step-parents, teachers, guidance counselors, sports coaches, tutors. You might have all sorts of adults in your life that tell you what to do, when to do it, and where to go to do it. Yes? I know. That's exactly what happens. So now in the chat, I want you to go over there and I just want you to write in, like just type up what you have no control over. So what you feel like you have absolutely like zero control over in your life. All right. So you've got in the chat everything that you can't control. And you also earlier did everything that you can control. So now what I want to share with you is the truth. And this comes to graphic page number 2. So if you pull that up and put that up, it's going to be the things that we have control over. And here's a news flash. You and I have control over the exact same things. There's 3 things. Number 1, what we think. Number 2, how we feel. And number 3, how we act. So how we feel, how we act. Our own thoughts, our own feelings, and our own actions. So this is kind of like a good news, bad news scenario, in my opinion. So the bad news is you are not going to be able to control how your teacher marks that paper or that assignment or that project or that presentation that you did. You're not going to be able to control your parents and what your parents are telling you to do, even if you don't want to do it. You're not going to be able to control your friends and how they act in public or how they treat you. You're not going to be able to control a whole heck of a lot. However, the good news or the flip side of that is you can control your thoughts about it, your feelings about it, and your actions about it. So having this control really allows us to harness our strength and really feel empowered to know that no matter what goes on the outside, we're okay because we have control over our own thoughts, feelings, and action. So if you think about it, in order to think and feel and act in ways that we feel really positive about, we need to connect with ourselves, to know what it is that we want, to know what kind of person we want to be, what we feel deep inside. Otherwise, we get kind of lost, right? Lost because there's so many things happening on the outside. And realistically, this is why I'm here today. So school is kind of, it's a funny time, right? Like you're trying to figure out all these different areas of life, your friends, school, sports, music, dance, chess, math. You've got all of these things on your plate. And, I remember when I was in elementary school, I had like different pockets of friends all over the place. And we would get together and we would do fun things and silly things and we would laugh and we would have a good time. But somehow or another, I always felt like I didn't quite fit in. There was something that I always kind of felt I fell short with. Either I wasn't smart enough, or maybe pretty enough, or outgoing enough, athletic enough, dramatic enough. I always just felt like I wasn't enough. And then fast forward to high school, the feeling got even stronger. You see, my friend, there is always going to be someone who has more than you do, someone that is smarter than you, someone that is more athletic than you, someone that is better at math or physics or science than you, someone who's more analytic, someone who's more dynamic. And that is okay. There is only one of you. And I want you to remember that. There is only one of you. So this is where the cool piece comes in. One of you. That's what makes you unique. And the only competition that you are ever really truly going to have is with yourself. So what I'm going to do today in the next 30-ish minutes is I'm going to give you 3 very specific concepts, 3 very specific tools to help you connect to yourself so that you can notice your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. And so that you can truly connect within. So you're not busy comparing yourself to what you saw on TikTok or Instagram or the Facebook. So instead of comparing yourself externally, these tools are going to teach you to come inwards, to see what's going on deep inside of you. The best part about these tools is that you will feel okay. You will know that you will be okay. No matter what happens in your life, you will be okay. So, the first thing, I need you to bring up page number 3, please. Page number 3 is called The Daily 5. So, do you guys know what mirror markers are? Yes. Okay. So mirror markers are markers that you can write on your mirror. I do this with my kids. My kids are younger than you guys are, but I'm going to continue doing it with them. Take the marker, write on your mirror these 5 things. These are 5 things that we need as human beings in order to connect deeply with ourselves. Number 1, which allows us to make really good decisions, decisions that benefit us in the long term, and decisions that make us feel good. So the daily 5, write them on your mirror. I dare you, do it. It's fun. Okay, so the first thing is get your quality sleep. So this is really important, especially when we're talking about getting into the mind and the mind connecting with the body. You need 8 to 10 hours, maybe even 12 hours of sleep every single night, okay? Phoneless. So if you have electronics, just tuck them aside. Get those hours of sleep, quality sleep. Number 2, drink loads of water. Do you know that your body is made up of 60% water? Holy lick! And I will tell you something else. Your brain, the part that helps you be a better engineer, the part that helps you understand these complex problems, your brain is 73% water. You need water, my friends. Drink your water. Eat foods that make you feel good. And I'm not saying just eat apples and lettuce. What I'm saying is notice how food makes you feel. So if you eat a pizza and you're like, oh, I don't feel very good, I just want a nap now, maybe the pizza is not something that energizes you. I don't know, but you can figure that out as time goes. Move your body. So many of you will already be moving your body a ton, whether you're walking to school or you are, in karate class or jujitsu or whatever it is you do. But here's the cool part. When you move your body, you're getting your brain and your body connected, firing neurons all over the place in your brain. And that's how we really spur on creativity. So move your body. Instead of sitting in front of the computer, move your body. All right. The last thing of the daily 5 is to connect with someone who inspires you. So I'm sure you have like a YouTuber that you follow. And when you watch, or maybe not a YouTuber, maybe on some other media, or maybe a teacher that inspires you. And when you talk to them, you feel good inside. You feel warm. You feel energized. You feel excited. You're like, absolutely, 100%. Like, this person really inspires me. Really inspires me. Spend time with people that light your fire. Spend time with people that make you feel good. Less time or no time with people that don't inspire you and don't make you feel good and maybe even make you feel downright yucky. So that is the daily 5, my friends. Write them on your mirror. Don't be afraid to get one of those mirror markers. They work awesome. So that's the first thing. The second thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today, and I'm going to take you through the whole thing, is there is a very specific formula, a very, very specific formula that you can follow whenever you feel like you are drowning. Now, if you're sitting there and you're like, what does she mean by drowning? Very simply, when you're freaking out. So this is what you do. If you are freaking out about anything, you do this formula. Now, let me just backstep for a minute because I want to talk about freaking out a little bit. So freaking out can be like you have an exam and your body is like vibrating because you're so nervous. You're nervous. Your brain is like, oh, I can't screw this up. What if I mess this up? Oh, it's going to be absolutely terrible. So you're freaking out. You have a big decision to make. Like, what university do I want to go to? Do I want to go to university? Do I want to go, like, what? Do I want to go to trade school? Where? What? How? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? And you're freaking out about that. And your body doesn't feel calm at all. And you don't feel calm at all. Here's another example. Your parents are divorcing. And your world is literally crumbling down around you. You don't even know if you're going to be okay or where you're going to live. You are so confused. You're freaking out. Or how about you stayed up all night studying for this exam and you failed it anyway? Freak out. The last example I'll give you is you've got a group of friends and all of a sudden they've decided to cancel you. Don't want anything to do with you anymore. And you are freaking out. You're all alone. What are you going to do? So here is your strategy, your formula. So I want you to stand up. And I just want you to start doing like these little jumping jacks. So it doesn't even matter how big you go, but do them with me. So we're moving and we're jumping and we're jacking and we're jacking. And you can go in circles if you like. And you're getting energetic. Okay. So I want you just to imagine, keep going. Imagine that this is your freak out. Okay. So whatever you're going through, this kind of thing, the jumping jack is your freak out. Okay. So the first thing we do when we're feeling that freak out, keep going, is we stop. Stop. Just stop. Stop the train. Stop. So you physically stop your body from doing whatever you're doing. You might be scrolling social media. You might be doing jumping jacks. You might be in your bedroom crying. You might be crumpling up paper and throwing it because you can't get that formula right. Stop. That's the first thing. The second thing, I want you to take your hand, do this, on the side of your jaw. It doesn't matter right or left. So like this, just right kind of behind your ear, and tap. Tap, 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 tap. 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 Close your eyes. Good. Take your hands, put them on your thighs, sitting in a chair, or you can even be laying down. And just have your hands on your thighs, eyes closed. I want you to go ahead and see what you feel in your body. So start from the bottom of your feet. Notice if they feel sweaty or clammy. If there's any aching or cramping. Move up past your ankles, into your calves, and your knees. Noticing anything at all. You just notice it. You don't even have to stay there and like wonder what it's all about. Just notice it. Move your attention up to the tops of your legs and your thighs and in your butt area. And just notice if there's any tension in there, any like tremoring, any feelings of nervousness or anxiousness. Moving into your belly area, and a little hint, pay close attention to your belly area. Good. So your belly button and your belly area, notice if there's any clenching or clinging or tightness in that area. Good. Nervousness. Good. Moving up to your heart. Notice if you've got a little bit of heartbreak. Notice if your heart is beating fast or if you're breathing heavy. Notice if there's any tingling or tension in your arms and your fingers. Breathing deeply. And then moving up to your neck and in your throat area, noticing if there's like a little lump in your throat. Dryness in your mouth or your eyes. They could be stinging. Do you have a headache? Do you feel like you're clenching your jaw? Good. Inhale and exhale. Good. So now that you've listened to your body, what I want you to practice doing is trusting your body. Your body is brilliant. All bodies are brilliant. They tell us stories all the time. So just notice how it feels to say, I feel you, tummy. You're in knots. Thank you for telling me that something is not quite right. I feel you, heart. You're aching. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Palms are sweaty. I feel you, palms. You're sweaty. Yes, I see it. Yes, I feel it. Thank you, body, physical body, for telling me, for giving me the signal that something's not quite right. Trust your body. It's not lying to you. It is telling you what it needs. It is telling you exactly what it needs. So moving from the trust, we're going to go into breathe. And I love this one. We'll practice the box breath together today. It's that little tool. And I just want you to follow. We'll do it for a couple of minutes. I want you to follow my lead. So you're sitting and you've just listened to your body and you're trusting it. Now we're going to breathe through all of those feelings, all of those physical feelings. So closing your eyes, take a big exhale through your mouth. Good. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Now just hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your nose. 3, 4. Now literally hold your breath there. 2, 3, 4. Breathe with me. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. Don't let it out. 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Just notice how your body has come down. Notice how your body has settled in to a resting state. So we've moved out of this like jumping jack, freaking out state to this really calm, grounded state. We've moved from thinking about the outer world and what's going on out there into the inner world. And our inner knowing always knows we will be okay, no matter what happens. So I want you to stay in that restful state for a moment, hands on your thighs, eyes closed. And the last step in this formula is take guided action. So this is an important step. You're going to ask yourself out loud, what is my next step? What do I need to know, or what do I need to do? And you're just going to sit there and listen. What is my next step? What do I need to know, or what do I need to do? So when you go through this process, the more you do it, things will come. Answers will become clearer the more connection you have with your deep inner self. And my friends, you have like a serious head start here, because I know like 50, 60, 70, 40, 30-year-old people that do not know how to do this. You are learning this at a young age, because when you have these big decisions to make, when you have these big things put upon you, or things in the world like social media and all these pressures, when you are freaking out, you need a tool. And this is your tool. It's called Calm in 5. So there's 5 steps to it. Let's review. So first of all, you need to stop. Stop. Second of all, you need to listen. Listen. Then, my friend, you need to trust what you hear from listening to your body. And you're not going to go to talk to your friend and say, I heard this from my body. No, you know what you heard in your body. You trust it. Good. Then you'll breathe. You'll do your box breath, where you inhale, count to 4, hold your breath. Exhale, count to 4, hold your breath. And you'll do that. And you'll probably do it for, sometimes I have my kids set the timer. Sometimes I have to set my own timer. But you'll get to know your body will all of a sudden just respond so beautifully. And it'll be like, oh, that's right. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm calm now. And then we take guided action. So we ask the question, what is our next step? Sometimes your next step will be talking to your parents about whatever it is that you're freaking out about. Sometimes you'll know, like you'll be like, oh, I know exactly what I need to do. I need to study this piece a little bit more, or I need to, not be friends with this person anymore, or whatever it is. Sometimes you'll know, but sometimes you'll need the help of your grown-ups. And that's what we're here for, because we're all rooting for you. We're all pulling for you. We need you guys. We need you to be the leaders of the future. The world needs you now more than ever. The world needs you. So learning this, the Calm in 5, stop, listen, trust, breathe, and then take guided action, will allow you to always go within. So that was the second little tidbit of information I will give you. Now, the one thing I do want you to remember about that stop, listen, trust, breathe, take guided action, is that sometimes we're so busy being busy that we don't stop. So that's the other thing you could write on your mirror with your mirror marker is stop. And every time you go past the mirror, you look and you go, stop, right? Okay, let me check in. And it's just like a 5-minute check-in instead of watching TV. Believe me, I like to watch TV too. I like to scroll social media. I like to do all those things too, but it's so important to stop. So mirror marker again? Sure. Why not? All right. The third thing, and this is perhaps, I don't know if it's most important, but I kind of feel like it might be. Do you have a piece of paper there? Okay, I hope you do. Because what I need you to do is take a piece of paper and you're going to, so I am will come up on the screen. It's the very last slide. And it's a circle. And the circle and the inside has an I in there. Yes. Okay. So we're going to cut that circle into 8 different sections. Just like you see right here on the screen, guys. And the sections are, I want. So I is in the middle. Yes, put your I in the middle. There we go. Okay, so I is in the middle. So I want, and then I need, and then I have. And then we keep going around the circle. The next section, I love, I dislike, I fear, I am, and I wish. So you get your marker or your pencil crayons or whatever. I like to do colorful things, obviously. So you get that and you write your circle with your I in the middle, your 8 sections, 4 at the top, 4 at the bottom, and you've got all of those different things. I want, I need, I have, I love, I dislike, I fear, I am, and I wish. And then you fill out each of those sections. So this is important because this is where you get to know yourself. So you know that feeling of like being jealous? Well, there's a reason you're jealous. It's a perfectly normal emotion. But in order to connect deeply with ourselves, we need to know where that jealousy comes from. And you will learn it from this wheel, this I am wheel. So you can write down all of the things that you want in the want little section. And believe me, you could do this like in a workbook or whatever you like. I like to do it on the wheel because I like the visual. And then you can write what you need. So you might want a new gaming system. You might want a few really good friends. You might want to go on a trip somewhere. You might want to win a chess tournament. But what do you need? So needs are a little bit different than wants in that what do you need to to survive? Probably, you know, the love of your parents, food, shelter, a warm, safe place to hang your head to sleep at night. And then you can write down all that you have. I have. So if you have a loving family, you can put loving family in there. If you have really talented music teacher, you can put, I have a talented music teacher. If you have, you know, a gaming system that you love, you can put that in there. Just all the things that you have that you are grateful that you have. And again, this is just to get you started. We would be here all day if we went through all of this bit by bit. And I'll be around for questions too. So of course, if you need to ask me questions, you ask questions. So the next is I love. So what do you love in this life? What do you love? Ice cream? Puppies? Dancing? Music? I know I always bring those up. That's what my daughters do. Yeah. So all of the things that you love. Your mom? Me too. Your opportunities. What do you have that you love in life? The next thing to move into is what do you dislike? Like, what could you totally do without in life? Peas? Some people don't like cooked peas. I don't know. What could you do without? What do you dislike? What do you dislike? And by the way, it's quite fine to dislike stuff. For sure. What do you dislike? Ooh, this next one, it's a doozy. What are you afraid of? What do you fear? And you know, when I do this, oftentimes people will put, I'm afraid of snakes. I fear snakes. I'm afraid of spiders. I fear spiders. And sometimes I'll get the odd person who puts like something like they're afraid to fail. Like they're afraid to even try because they might fail. If that is you, if you are afraid of deep, deep, deep things, write them down. Don't be afraid of writing them down. Just write them down. You don't have to do anything with this. You don't even have to share it with anybody. Not even your parents. It can be your own personal thing, or you could share it if you wanted to. Yeah. What are you afraid of? Okay, I love this next one. I am. So, what are you? I am. I am shy. I am bold. I am smart. I am a future architect. I am a sister. I am. What are you? So write down what you are. That one might take a while. You really have to think deeply. Like, what am I? Student? A son? An athlete? A cellist? All right, moving on. I wish. So what do you wish for? And this could be anything from like, I wish for a new bike for my birthday, to I wish this pandemic would just go away or end, to I wish that there was safe drinking water for the entire world. I wish. What do you wish for? What do you wish for? So many things, right? A successful future. So many things. So I know that circle. I want you to take it and I want you to put it somewhere that you can see it. So like in your room, it can be somewhere private, or you could even put it on your fridge if you wanted to. You can share it. Of course you can share it, or you can keep it private. It's up to you. That circle will change. You'll add to it. As you grow older, as you go from grade 6 to grade 7 to grade 8 to grade 9, 10, 11, 12, into university and on after that, being a world famous engineer, you can still keep this circle. This is a true gift. You can look at it at any time and know who you are deep down inside. So then, my friend, you don't have to look to the outside to say, do you accept me? Am I okay? Am I good enough? You are good enough. Just by being here and being alive, you are good enough. You will always have a strong sense of who you are when you have this I am circle. Keep it close to you and play with it. It never ends. It never ends. You can still be doing this into your hundreds. Yes, you can still be changing. So in conclusion, what I want you guys to do is remember 3 things from today. I mean, there's more than 3 things, but remember 3 things. So I want you to remember, number 1, that you can control 3 things. Repeat with me. What are they? I can control my own thoughts, my own feelings, and my own actions. 3 things: my thoughts, my feelings, my actions. That means I choose how to think. If I'm thinking negative thinking, I can change that. I have control over that. If I feel jealous and yucky, I can change that. I have control over that. Acting. If I'm acting in a way that I am not proud of, your mom can't fix it for you. You fix it. You have control over that. Your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. The second thing I want you to remember, and go get a mirror marker and put it on your mirror, or like you could write it somewhere too on sticky notes. Like we have sticky notes all over our house too. The daily 5. Get your sleep, nourish your body, drink your food. Get your sleep, nourish your body, drink your water. Make sure you move, right? We have all of these things that we need to do daily. Hang out with people who inspire you. Hang out with people that feel good, feel like sunshine. Hang out with those people. Calm in 5. So I cannot express enough how important that is. The method when you stop yourself. So, and this is where the mindfulness, the meditation really comes in and connects. It's raw and it's real. So you stop. Listen to your body. You need to be connected and then you trust your body. Never ever do you say, oh, my stomach's hurting, but that's okay. You say, okay, my stomach's hurting. What's going on? Think, connect. So we stop, we listen, we trust, we breathe. Do you guys remember the box breath? Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Oh, I missed something, didn't I? What did I miss? The hold. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Then hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Then, yes, hold. 2, 3, 4. You've got it. And the last thing in that little calm in 5 is to take guided action. So asking, what's my next step? Where do I go from here? And remembering, quite often you'll get, especially right at your age and your development, you'll get, go talk to your mom or your dad or your older brother or sister or whatever, because you need a grown-up's perspective maybe. And then sometimes you'll know exactly what to do inside your body yourself. Okay. So those are the 3 main things I wanted you to remember. And know that this is all leading to getting to know yourself and trust yourself. So I think lots of times when we're little, I shouldn't call you little because you're not little, but when we're younger, we're in these developmental stages and we're deciding what to do with our life. We get these pressures, right? You should do this, you should do that. And when we know ourselves inside, we really, truly trust. We really, truly trust what it is that we want to do, all inside. So just learning to trust yourself and to listen to yourself and, quite frankly, to know yourself. That's where the circle comes in, I am. So I want you to remember that when you trust yourself to make decisions that are in your best interest, that are good for you and that are positive, you are free. You are free to help others that need it. You're free to speak up for others who don't have a voice. You are free to do these big, amazing, glorious things in life that you truly want to do. When you know yourself and you trust yourself, you are truly free to live your life exactly how you want to live it. And that is truly what I want for all of you. We need you. This world needs you. Thank you so much for listening. Do you have any questions?
We will be able to answer some more questions in chat later. We'd like to give a big special thank you to Kayla Thompson from Blue Street Media and her crew at IKS Media for helping us make today such a success. Thank you for producing and streaming today's conference. And the time has come to do our last 2 activities. I know it's so sad that we're coming to the end of our 2022 Girls in STEAM conference. I had a lot of fun meeting such amazing mentors and leaders, and I hope you did too. Until next year, if not sooner, have a great day.